Hi friends, welcome to today's video. If you haven't met me before, my name is Josh and I make piano tutorials here on YouTube. Now today we've got the Super Bowl coming up and everyone is excited to see Rihanna perform at the halftime show. And I'm not sure what song she's going to be performing yet, but one of my favorite songs by her is Unfaithful. This is a really beautiful piano song and it looks a little complex at first, but when you break it down, it's actually not that bad in my opinion. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. We're going to be looking at how to play that and then I'm going to be breaking down how you can play it for yourself. This is a really fun song to learn, so I hope you enjoy this video. So there you go, that is what we are going to be learning in today's video. 3 parts there, the verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. We're going to be breaking down each of those sections, looking at the chords and the rhythms for each of those. If you want to see some other tutorials that I've done, maybe some other ones by Rihanna, I'll link some up here. Let me know down in the comments if there's other songs by her or anyone that you want to see a tutorial for. And if you are enjoying today's video, getting some value out of it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can see all my videos and support me as a creator. I'd really appreciate that. All right, let's dive right into the tutorial. This song is in the key of C minor, so we're gonna have 3 flats. That's E flat, A flat, and B flat. So let's start here with this verse and intro part. So I'm gonna start here with just the left hand to keep it simple. And we're just gonna be playing 2 notes on every chord. So we're gonna start here with a C minor chord. We'll play C and G. And obviously this isn't a full C minor chord. To play a C minor, you would need the E flat as well, but this is kind of just the bare skeleton, and then when we play the right hand melody later, you'll kind of start to hear that minor sound come out, okay? So this is gonna be for our first chord, C minor. Then for our next chord, we're just gonna go up to an A flat here on top, okay? So that's gonna be now an F minor chord over a C. Again, you're saying there's no F here, but later we'll have this F on top and that's how we'll get that F minor sound, okay? So, once again, C minor, F minor over C, then we'll just repeat that. C minor, F minor over C. All right, that's gonna be our first line. And then moving on to the second line now, we'll come down here to an A flat chord. So A flat, E flat. Now we're gonna go up again with the top note to an F, so A flat, F. This is gonna be an F minor chord again, but with an A flat in the bass, so F minor over A flat. Moving forward, this time we're gonna keep walking up in the left hand to a G now. So this is again an A minor chord kind of, or A flat chord, excuse me, but with a G. So that makes it an A flat major 7. And then for our final chord, we'll go to something brand new here, a G chord, so G and D, okay? So those last 4 chords, A flat, F minor over A flat major 7, and G. Let's review all 8 chords there now, those first 2 lines. There's our C minor, F minor over C. We'll repeat that, and then go down. A flat, F minor over A flat major 7, and G, okay? So that's gonna be the basic left hand. Now let's take a look at the right hand. Now in the right hand, we're gonna have a bit of a tricky rhythm, but luckily the notes that you're gonna be playing are kind of all in succession, just using the notes of the C minor scale, okay? So kind of going up from C, D, E flat, and F. These are really the only notes that we're gonna be using here in this verse part, okay? So we're gonna start here and we're just gonna play. Okay, that's how we're gonna start. So let's break that down a little bit. So on beat 1, we'll play here in the left hand, and then on beat 2, we come in with the C. So we count 1, 2, okay? And then all these other notes, you kind of hear that it's a little bit of a funky rhythm. That's because what we're doing is something called syncopation, where we're playing on the off beats, and that's what's getting the accents here. So when we count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all those ands, those are the offbeats, right? So that's where we're going to be playing these notes. So it sounds something like this. Let's do it slowly. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. You see, it's a little bit funky there. Every time I'm playing is when I'm saying and. If I'm not saying the ends and I'm just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, it's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that, okay? So obviously that takes some practice to really get that rhythm down, but it's kind of just that same exact rhythm, and then we're changing the notes. On that first line, we just walk up from C to F there, and then on the second line, we just go back and forth between the E flat and the D. Then we repeat. Okay? Now when we go to our second line here and we go to our A flat chord, we're just going to play exactly the same thing as before. There's just one minor change, and I'll show you that in a moment. So on the A flat chord, we're just going to walk up again in the right hand. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Now you see there in that second line, E flat, D, E flat, C this time, instead of going just back and forth between the E flat and the D, we go down to the C. And then it ends a little bit differently there when we go to our G chord. Now we're just kind of walking down on the beat, so it sounds a little bit like, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on that last chord. Okay? Let me play through that all slowly now so you can get a feel for that. Here we go. There you go. A couple last things to add here. You saw there in that very last line on that G chord, when I play the C here in the right hand, I add this G here in the left hand. Just as a little bit of harmony there. One other last thing, in the left hand now, instead of just playing the block chords full like this, we're gonna break them up and play the bottom note, then top note, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And there you go. That's going to be the whole part that you need to play the intro. And then to play the verse, you're just going to take everything, move it down an octave. It's exactly the same. And so on like that. All right, we still have a lot to cover, so let's move on now. If you're struggling with that rhythmically, take some time to practice that. In my opinion, from a rhythm perspective, that's the hardest part of the song. And then here in the pre-chorus and chorus, it's just going to be kind of the same rhythm throughout. And then we just have to kind of learn the new chords here. So let's get started now with the pre-chorus. This is the next section. So here in the pre-chorus, let's start with the chords in the left hand. So we're gonna start here with an A flat chord in the left hand, A flat, E flat, and A flat, okay? So for every chord, I'm basically gonna be playing the root note here, the fifth and the root on top, unless I play an inverted chord, which you'll kind of see. That's where we have a slash in the chord and a different note in the root, okay? So, but let's start here. That's just our A flat chord. Then we're gonna walk up to a B flat chord, B flat, F, B flat. Let's keep walking up. C minor now, C, G, C. And now here is what I was saying on an inverted chord. This is a B flat over D chord, so we'll have D in the bass, then B flat and D. And then we're really quickly gonna go up to an E flat chord. So E flat, keep that B flat there, and then go to another E flat. Then we'll repeat back A flat, just like before, B flat, and then to end, we're actually gonna go back down to A flat, okay? So one more time through all those chords. A flat, B flat, C minor, B flat over D, E flat, A flat, B flat, and A flat. There you go. All right, so now let's talk about the rhythm. Like I said, there's just really one rhythm here in the right hand that we're gonna be using for a lot of the rest of this song here, and that rhythm sounds like this. Okay, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, playing beat 1, right after beat 2, and then again on beat 4. This is a very popular rhythm in pop music. It kind of has a very nice feel, and that's why it gets used in a lot of songs, okay? So, we're gonna start here on our C, and we're just gonna play that on our first chord. 1, 2, and 3, 4, okay? Now what we're gonna be doing, every time we move up chords here on the left hand, we're just gonna start one note higher here in the right hand. So we're just going to be kind of walking up. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. Okay, like that. And you see all the notes we're using there are just the notes in the C minor scale, okay? Okay, and then when we go to this E flat chord, we add this little flourish, which can be a little tricky. Don't add that right away if you're not ready for it, but the way I like to play that, start on the B flat, and then I kind of go A flat, drag that fourth finger down to the G, and then go F, E flat, C, and that's kind of how we reset. Excuse me. Back to our A flat, okay? There you go. It's kind of tricky there playing that B flat to the E flat really quickly and then getting back to that A flat, but take some time to practice that, you'll get it down. Continuing now that second line, we're back on our A flat chord, A flat, B flat, and then we'll just end here with our A flat chord there in the left hand and then playing C and E flat here in the right hand, okay? So that's pretty much the whole pre-chorus. Now the last thing to add into this section to really make it sound like the original now is, instead of playing the block chords here in the left hand, is we're just gonna break it up again. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, just like that for every chord. So something like this. There you go. All right, let's keep moving. We have one more section here, and that's gonna be the chorus, okay? So again, let's start with the chords, okay? First line, start on a C minor chord, C, G, C, okay? We're just gonna have a similar pattern to what we did in the pre-chorus, using 1, 5, and 1, okay? So C minor chord, down to an A flat chord, A flat, E flat, A flat, F minor now, F, C, F, and then B flat, F, B flat, okay? Second line now, it's gonna start the same, C minor, A flat, and then we're gonna actually flip the order of these last two chords. So we're gonna go to our B flat first, and then to our F minor, okay? Now on the third line, we're gonna go back to the way we played it the first time. C minor, A flat, F minor, and B flat, And then finally in the fourth line here, we're just gonna start on an A flat and then go to a B flat. Okay? Now the right hand in this part is gonna be a little bit simpler than in the pre-chorus. All we're gonna be doing is playing that exact same rhythm, 1, 2, and 3, 4, like that. But we're not gonna be changing notes at all, so we're actually just gonna be staying here kind of on the C, D, and E flat, okay? So let's play that over our first few chords. And then you go to the D there on that B flat chord, okay? Again, let's play that. Okay, in the second line now, it's gonna start the same. But now when we go to our B flat chord, we're gonna start here on a D now in the right hand, walk up to our D, E flat, F, A flat, okay? When we go to the F minor chord. And now we play the third line just like we did the first line. And then the last two chords we're kind of just play simple. A flat and B flat there, okay? Just playing a C and then a D here in the right hand. And I'm gonna show you some of these other little flourishes in a moment, but let's just start with the basics there. So, okay, now let's play all those chords, play that rhythm, all 4 lines here. Let's go. And there you go. So you can hear how that's starting to fit into the song, but to bring even a little bit more rhythm now, in the left hand, again, we're gonna do the exact same thing we did before, where instead of playing block chords, we're just gonna walk up, okay? So we'll do that for all the chords in this section. So C, we're just gonna play like this, and then, you know, same pattern for them all. Let's try that all together. There you go. And then those last 2 chords, we're not gonna play the rhythm, we're just gonna play them full block chords. All right, we're so close now. A couple last final things we need to add here. Some of these little flourishes. Now this one that we see the most often, we're gonna start here on the B flat, and then we'll go to E flat, and then run down back to our B flat. And I like to do this little crossover here, so I go to my 3rd finger, down to D and C on my thumb, and then cross over to B flat, and then C. So that's kind of how we like start the chorus. You see, we kind of do it at the end of every line. On this line, when we end on the F minor chord, we're just gonna play F, or A flat, G, F, E flat, C, okay? And then kind of that same rhythm there for those last 2 chords, the A flat and the B flat. The fingering can get a little bit tricky, like on that B flat chord I play it like this. So kind of look at my hands here, look at how I'm fingering that. That can take some practice, but play it however is easiest for you. So one last thing I like to add here in the left hand. Every time before I play the last note here in the right hand on every chord, I'll repeat one of the notes here in the bass, and that just brings a little bit more rhythm there. Like that. Anyways, that's everything that you need to know to play this song, Unfaithful by Rihanna. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, let me know down in the comments, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and check out some more of my videos. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day. See you next time.